of cocaine and I'm a bum. Hit the rap gang, gangsta, and I hit it hard. Now I'm the mayor of Milwaukee. Thank the Lord.
What it do? OG Tweezy, Trump Tight, the podcast, episode 2. What's going on, Milwaukee? Well, today we're going to talk about expungements and pardons. Right now, you can go to the internet and download the pardon application and print it out. Go down to room 117 and get your judgment of convictions and send it in to the governor and get you a pardon if you got a crime older than 5 years. Oh God!
You could just apply for that shit. You just apply for it and like.
Oh yeah, you just apply for it. Yeah, you just send it in, and I applied for one for myself. So we trying to clean up Milwaukee County. A lot of people, they think that I'm new in this town, but I first came out with Trump Tight, my first CD. That was in 1996. So, these are all of my CDs, and I started off with my first store, You Said It Records, on 28th and Burleigh, 2813 West Burleigh, Pit Boss Studios, Long Live the Pit Boss, and then I sold that business for $35,000, and then I went to Courtside and worked there and sold hookahs, and then I bought Hookahs by Tweezy. So, well, shout out to Bel Air, shout out to Hustler, shout out to Ricardo Amore, shout out to Steve-O, shout out to Icon, shout out to Hype Boys. Ali, what up? Tomorrow night, we at Walker's, everybody free. Oh no, not everybody free. Ladies free all night. And hookahs free all night every Wednesday night. We at Walker's. Shout out to Don Icewood. Shout out to Big Flip. Shout out to a lot of loot. On Friday night, we'll be at Kiss Archer Lounge after our happy hour. Shout out to Craig. Shout out to C Money. Shout out to the Kiss Dial. Shout out to J Shit. Shout out to Fast Cash. Shout out to the Kiss Dials. It's up and it's stuck.
Free hookah.
Free hookah.
All night?
On Wednesday night, yes, at Walker's. Ladies free all night, and they get free hookah all night. Friday night, I'm hosting at Kiss Archer Lounge. So shout out to Kiss Archer Lounge. But other than that, if your crime is older than 5 years old, you can go down to room 117 in the safety building and get your judgment of conviction and send it in. I've been working with Katie Sims. Also, I want to give y'all her number just in case you want to call her, because she's the one that helped me out with my pardon. Her number is 262-330-2572. So if you don't know how to fill the paperwork out, just give her a call and she can help you out. Shout out to the mayor of Milwaukee. Shout out to Tony Evers, the lieutenant governor, because I had filled out a pardon before with Scott Walker, and he didn't give out no pardons. He sent me a letter in the mail. I took him some CDs up to Madison, but I don't think he was in the mood for second chances. I think he believed that if you made a mistake, you had to live with it. But I truly believe that everybody deserves a second chance in Milwaukee. My platform is about enlightening and uplifting the community. What I want to do is help all the rap stars, the young rap stars, whether it's with recording, shout out to TK, one of the best engineers in the city, or getting beats. Shout out to Amazing and all the producers in the town. Shout out to all the rap stars, Lil Chicken, Looney Baby, Free Looting Baby, Blackout Entertainment. Shout out to Young Vault Cash Ball, Boss Man Trees, H1 the Great, you know, Mike. It's so many. It's so many. It's so much talent. Shout out to Kia. Shout out to who else is in the town that's really good? Shout out to the Mula boys, the Mari boys. Hey man, shout out to everybody in the town that's really putting it down. You know, shout out to Mr. Big, Spoil Riding, shout out to JR Scales, you know, shout out to Baby Drew, shout out to Cuckoo Cow, man. Everybody that's been putting it down and inspiring the town with the music, man. You know, the music.
Who was the young cat who was last week?
Huh?
The cat who was here last week.
Larry Bird. That was Larry Bird.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, he real good. Shout out to Larry Bird. He just dropped a new video with Chapo. Shout out to Chop. Man, just shout out to the town, man. And I want to thank y'all for, you know, being real and being honest, you know, and making inspirational music for the town. You know, shout out to Lil Joe, you know, shout out to Wonder Bread Ree, man. Shout out to all the dudes that's putting it down for Milwaukee County. You know, it's been a long time coming. And I'm proud of y'all, you know what I'm saying, for what y'all doing for the city. Shout out to my big homie Jimmy Earl. He came from Courtside. He got the new nightclub Penthouse nightclub on I believe it's on Titonia and Keith. Shout out to Hookahs. Shout out to Hex nightclub on South 5th Street. Shout out to Court MVP. We just showing love on the podcast today, man. This is basically about showing love. Shout out to Pimp and Ken. I got him coming on the next episode. I talked to Baby Drew. I talked to Cuckoo Cow. So we just going to have a lot of different people on my platform that's doing something positive for the community. I talked to G's Clipper. I talked to Mark Wade today, and he said he was proud of me. You know, so that puts a big smile on my face. Shout out to my attorney, Frank Gimble, Dennis Coffey, Jason Lutwitz, you know, Pat Coyne in St. Louis. You know, we undefeated when it comes to this crime, you know. But at the same time, is I look at my life and say, I made a lot of mistakes, but I want to clean it up. And not only do I want to clean it up, I want to make an example and get the pardons and get the expungements so I could be an example of a person that made a mistake and also paid his debt to society and came back and cleaned itself up, you know, to a sophisticated black man, to a fine gentleman, you know, as most people would say, you know. But shout out to all the player haters too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they tried to bury me, you know what I'm saying? But I came back as a flower. And I'm so proud to be the #1 host and the #1 promoter in Milwaukee. I just got through promoting the Moneybag Yo show down at the Miller High Life. Shout out to Crown Entertainment. Shout out to Icon, Big Mo, Enzo. You know what I'm saying? They always show me love. You know, we just had Jasmine Renee in the building, and they donated some bond number 9. And shout out to Blackout Entertainment. They donated Ace of Spade and Ricardo Amore. Shout out to my big homie Steve-O. Guns down, hands up. So we just, you know what I'm saying? I just hope that you take advantage of this pardon situation and download the app, take your time and fill it out. And go down to room 117. It's only I believe it costs like $20 for the paperwork or $30 for the paperwork, and then you just send it in. You know what I mean? You got to get the paperwork notarized, and you know, just tell, you know, say what happened and what mind state you was in and how you changed your life. You know, so shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Shout out to my big homie Peter Fine. He let me wear the championship ring down there at the Bucks game.
Was that shit heavy?
Man, that motherfucker was heavy. They say it turned into a chain.
Yeah, I saw the top the top of it comes off.
I don't know if it come off or not, but it was so heavy, and I was just so surprised because I didn't know he was gonna put it on my hand. But when he see me, I was just waving. I was walking through courtside and just waving, and he ran up and put it on my hand, and I just feel proud that you know, they came to the town and they cleaned it up, and they turned it around so fast because the Bucks haven't won in 50 years. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks, man, Giannis and all those guys, man, down there at the Pfizer Forum, man. It ain't nothing but love.
They're going to the White House.
It ain't no doubt about that.
It's supposed to be on the 8th, I think. They said it's the first team to go down to the White House since Obama.
That's what's up.
Because ain't nobody go see Trump.
That's what's up. A lot of people didn't like Trump, but I just say, out of all the presidents that I seen, I ain't ever seen nobody give, 600, 1100. Like Donald Trump is about the money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like I said, I loved Obama. And I'm always, be for Afro Americans, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time is, I like, I like to know that we got somebody that's representing us that's gonna make sure that the kids eat, that make sure, you know what I'm saying, we can make it to work. Because there's been many times where I had a job at Boyle and Honda selling cars, and I used to have to wear a suit and tie every day. And with that type of job, you would get paid on commission. So the hours that you work, you will owe the company back. So if you sold a car for $30,000 and then your commission was $300, but you worked 40 or 50 hours a week at $7 or $10 an hour, you owe $500. So now you in a negative $200. So
you got to sell more cars.
You got to sell a lot more cars.
Damn.
But shout out to my big homie Frenchie. He used to sell 30, 40 cars, man. They said he was the best car salesman in Milwaukee, and he made a lot of money. So, it's just like,
I bought a Highlander from Boylan.
Yeah.
Odyssey. I thought I was pimping.
That was a nice car.
Yeah.
Odyssey was like the top of the line at Boylan Honda. And push button, everything.
Oh yeah. Had DVDs, leather. It was a touring one. To take the girls, my daughters, on cheerleading trips.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Hookahs by Tweezy, 6050 West Fond du Lac, Trump Type Podcast, man. Hey, hit me up, 414-837-0759. If you want to sponsor, if you want to come on and get interviewed. We trying to get the hottest and the best in the city. And I really, honestly, if you don't have a positive platform, really, I don't want to do an interview with you. Like I said, I just want to do all positive stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like now that I done got older, that if you're not a part of the solution, then you're a part of the problem. So it don't feel good, man. Coming from fighting and the 2-6 boys and they stray, and then when you get to the club, you can't get in with all the pretty girls in there. So it's just like, it feels so good to be able to go to all the nightclubs and you VIP, and people be happy to see you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I kind of always stress to the young folks when I see them. They show me so much love. They call me we just got to think before we act and just show love to one another in the city, man. Because at the same time, as we all we got. Me myself, honestly, I can't judge nobody because I've been in and out of jail my whole life. So it's just like when I think about it, it's like most of the time I was either found not guilty or the case was thrown out. But it was 2 or 3 charges where I don't know if I had a public defender. I don't know what had happened. So now I'm in a situation where I'm at the mercy of the court, and I'm also at the mercy of the governor to give me a pardon. And then that way I can carry I can get the carry concealed license. And, I'm dealing with a lot of rich folks, and I know your reputation get there before any plane, train, or automobile. I was hollering at my big homie, Corey at Brownstone, and I had gave him my CD, the Hustler of the Decade, the last CD. And he heard me say, Tweezy, you did all that stuff? Because I'm brutally honest. And I said, yeah, Corey, I did a lot of that stuff. And he said, well, I did this and I did that. And it just made me feel good because shout out to Brownstone. He's one of the biggest people that support me in Milwaukee County. And I appreciate him. I love him with all my heart because he always inspired me to be bigger, and better. And then to see him, owning nightclubs and real estate and boats and yachts. And every time I see him, he like, you want to go ride? And I said, no, I want you to show me how to get my own. And he just laughs, But shout out to G's Clippers. That's my big homie. My first party I can never forget that I went to was downtown at the Park East Hotel. And this is when Big Dog and Tim Thomas and all those guys from the town. And I took the Trump type poster and I put it on all the tables in the building. And I didn't ask them for permission. So it was like, crazy to be like at one of the hottest parties in the city. And he put me aside like, man, did you know this is my party? I'm like, no, I just came. They invited me to the party and I just wanted to advertise my CD. But man, we've been cool ever since. Like I said, I've been making jackets for G's Clippers, and he always sponsored my parties, even from way back in the day. But I just say, man, shout out to Mark Wade, man. Shout out to Johnny Jones, man. Shout out to all the people that has been a positive inspiration in my life, man, to make me think outside the box and want to be something bigger and better, So
I got a question. When you say you're trying to get a record expunged, you're getting rid of the felony?
Yeah, but like I said, in Milwaukee, because I had, like I told you last week, I had a burglary charge in Missouri. So I hired Pat Coyne. He's one of the best lawyers in St. Louis. So he said that I'm up for expungement. They don't really do too many expungement in Milwaukee. You can get a pardon from the governor unless when you got sentenced, the judge say, if you stay out of trouble for such and such time, they will give you expungement. Because I had talked to James Turan, shout out to one of my lawyers, James Turan, and he said today that, they don't do that too often in Wisconsin. So that was in St. Louis. So like I said, if the pardon don't work, you can try to get an expungement, but it's just a question mark. If the governor does it, like I said, it's the expungement will seal it and destroy the record. So they won't ever be able to see it, but the pardon will eliminate it permanently. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you still can try to get an expungement in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because at the same time is I was talking to Katie Sims today. She was like, she's doing expungements here, but they were only for misdemeanors. So that wouldn't help me, you know what I'm saying, with a felony on my record, because like at the same time is if you have any felonies on your record, you cannot carry a pistol because you will be charged with a felon in possession of firearm, So I just like I said, is this platform is going to be about informing people of the rules to the game and what you can do and what you can't do, because there's always a risk and a reward, I was looking at today on the internet, and I forget what year it was or whatever, but I was in Waukesha, and I had borrowed one of my girlfriend's car to, she had gave me a car, and I had took her to work, and I was out in Waukesha, and it was a white guy on a bike, and when you hustling and when you in the gang, you kind of feel like somebody always watching you. So, from the report that I read today, they said that I caught him whitey. And then I'm at the light. But listen, the sheriff was at the light when I did it. So I ride past the light and he ride past me and I drive my car and knock him off the bike. So the police end up pulling me over. I go to jail and get some charges. I end up hiring some lawyer out in Waukesha and he ended up beating the charge. But it's just like, it's scary, man, to have to go up in front of a judge and not know, your fate, so at the same time. So it's just like, man,
so it's up to them to decide if you've been clean long enough for them to actually pardon it.
No, the pardon, you have to have been clean for 5 years and not
on probation. 5 years. Gotcha.
But that was probably I don't remember the year, probably 02 or 03. But make a long story short, is just like your lawyer has to have a relationship with the DA, because most of the time when the DA sentence you, it's up to the DA. Your judge your lawyer can ask for something. Your DA, they will come up to a plea agreement or go to trial, and the witness don't come, then it's a case dismissed. But the judge doesn't have to go with the lawyer or the DA. So you taking a chance, you kind of walking the plank, because if you make a deal with the DA and then the judge don't feel like, if the judge feel like you're a menace to society, it ain't gonna work out for you. You get what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, the judge usually goes with the DA from my time in, getting in trouble. But I just say this to say, what's so crazy is it's like they use your old record against you. So it's like you jaywalk now, but you did a robbery in 92, you did a burglary in 93, you did a retail theft in 95, you did a high-speed chase in 2000. They're going to read this off in front of the judge, so it's going to make it look like you're a menace to society. Like he did this in 96, he did this in 2000. So that's why.
Who's reading that?
The DA.
The DA is.
Yeah.
But that's, okay.
It's the DA, it's you, the DA. It's you, your lawyer, the DA, and then the judge. So it's like they're going to say, well, Your Honor, your judge might say, well, my client is on the bracelet and I don't believe that he needs to be on it. Then your judge going to say, well, I called him and asked him to come in to turn himself in, and he said he was in Chicago. He's a flight risk. So that's why I say anything you say can and will be used against you. So you got to think before you speak, man. You got to think before you act. And it's just like, that's why, you know, last week when Larry Bird was on the show, I was telling him, like, the young folks, you know, they put money, they doing this, and they don't know the FBI is watching, the CIA, the HIDA, you know, the biggest police, you know, when I was growing up was Bodo, and he used to run in all the dope house. And then after that, you know, people had spots, you know what I'm saying? So they would hustle out of spots. Now the young folks got cars. They riding around hustling in their cars. They done turned the dope houses into cars. So it's like, it's totally different. But like I said, is I respect it, you know what I'm saying? But I just, like, you know what I'm saying? I seen one of my big homies downtown, and I told him, I said, man, listen, man, I love you, and I've been waiting to see you. I give him my bottle. I was leaving out of 618. Nardo Wick was down there. Shout out to Twin Tower. Shout out to SMB Big Baby. Shout out to Foreign Kid. Shout out to Shanti, you know, one of the hottest rap stars in Milwaukee. It was sold out, you know, and then, man, it's just like, it's just so crazy because, man, it's so easy to get in trouble and hard to get out. I was in prison for the burglary that I had did, and I had just put up a picture today on the internet, and it was my son Juan, and it was my wife Candace, and me myself. I was in Warrenton, Missouri prison, and I was working for 15 cents an hour, and my phone calls was 10 cents a minute. So, you know, it's just like not having anyone to send you money at that time, because it's like when you in jail, it's like the people that help you, they help you out of kindness of their heart, because they still got bills. They still got to go to work. They still got to take care of the kids. They still got to buy food. So it's just like, damn, you know. And then in prison, you only get paid once a month. So it's just like, man, you know, the food is cheap. You know what I'm saying? So you can survive. But at the same time, is that job that's 15 cents a month. The next month, it'll turn to 30 cents. The next month, that'll turn to 50 cents. And you working 8 to 10 hours a day. You get what I'm saying? And then at the end of the month, they'll give you a check. But it's still people. I think that was 07, because I had for that burglary, I had got 5.5 years probation, and I did 5 years out on the streets, and I messed up, and then they gave me a 1 to 7. I ended up hiring Tim Joyce out of Warrenton, Missouri, and I had a 1 to 7. So when I got there, all the guys that was in the penitentiary, they told me, they was like, man, the rules in here, man, is mind your business, you know. And it was punks in there, you know, with lipstick and running around kissing, and niggas with shanks, and it's just crazy. Muslims, you couldn't sit at the table with Muslims with pork. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, you could get killed for sitting at the table. You sit at the table with a Muslim and you got pork on your plate, fam. You gonna have a rough day. Yeah,
they serious about that.
They serious about that, bro. So they don't play about that. And shout out to the Black Panthers, man. They came up to the shop, man. My big homie, Big Rick. They say he got cancer, man. I know you the strongest man I ever met. I know you're gonna beat it. You know, shout out to Pete the Boss, you know, man, shout out to Oasis, shout out to Obi, you know, shout out to all the nightclubs in Milwaukee, man, that shout out to 618, shout out to Nick, shout out to Habib, you know, I just want to shout out to all the people, man, that has hired me to promote and host, you know, they venues, man. I got my birthday coming up Saturday, December 18th at Kiss Orchard Lounge. Shout out to my big homie Nudie Forever. You know, we're going to have the ice sculpture. Shout out to Art Below Zero, man. If y'all trying to get an art sculpture for y'all party, man, call 414-779-9000. Ask for my big homie Max, man. He going to get you together. Let me mix this old Ricardo Amore, man, with this old Bel Air, man. Shout out to Rick Ross, man. Shout out to my big homie Steve-O, man. We ain't drunk, we just drinking. Trump Tight the podcast. Hey, man, every Tuesday and every Thursday, man, we gonna go live, man. Like I said, this, man, if you want to sponsor, man, hit your boy up, 414-837-0759. If you got a hot rap star that's up and coming, you know what I'm saying? If you willing to invest in a, man, hit your boy, man. I can help you get some beats. I can help you get in the studio. You know what I'm saying? We can get you some posters. We can get you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, man, to turn that shit up, man. Shout out to my big homie, man, Kingpin Quinn, man. I'm working with him right now, man. We about to shoot the video, man, and do the new single, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so much talent in Milwaukee, man. And I'm just proud to be from Milwaukee, man. We got the NBA champions. We got Rico Love, man. We got so many people, man, you know, that's doing big things in Milwaukee, man, you know. And I'm just proud to be from Milwaukee at this time. You know, shout out to everybody, man, that been supporting me for the last 4 years, man. At Hookahs by Tweezy, the first black hookah shop in Milwaukee. Today I was down at WNOV, and I could vividly remember growing up on Columbia Park and walking to the radio station, man, on Titonia, and meeting Homer Blow and Wayne CK, man. Salute to Homer Blow, man, the legendary Homer Blow, man. Shout out to my big homie Tony Neal, you know, man, Coco, CC, Sonny on Broadway, man. Shout out to Sonny, man. You know, he let me rent the building, man, up there, and we brung Nelly up there to what is now called Eve. Sonny's on Broadway and downtown. But he let me bring Nelly up there, man, when Nelly first blew up, man. Nelly was only 500. I had met him at V100 with one of the program directors. Man, the next month Nelly was getting 15,000-20,000. So it's just like, it's so crazy because it's like you can start off small and end up tall. A zero can turn into a hero. But it's so crazy because a lot of people look down and kick you when you down, but they never knew that a little dog could turn into a big dog. You know, I look at this picture as I'm filming, and I see all these posters, and I could say, man, it's like I wasn't the best rapper, but I love to do it, and I truly believe that if you don't work, you don't eat. And I put in a lot of work. I believe that I was a good hustler. You know what I'm saying?
He was a great hustler, man. For real. Like, I mean, I remember Titan being on Fond du Lac.
Big billboards on Sherman and Fond du Lac. But I say, yeah. But I just say this to say, it's like, you know, when you were around people that you love, Long Live the Pit Boss and Big Amp, Long Big Amp, it's like, it's really just like having fun. It's like, it's like when you come from the hood with nothing, it's like, it's like natural, you know what I'm saying? It's like everyday living. Shout out to Ralph, man. Shout out to Smalls, Infinite 45. Shout out to Mr. Do It to Death. Shout out to the DRE, man. You know, all the young rap stars, man. 16 Deep. Shout out to Kamasi, man. I was on the phone with him the other day. So it was just like, shout out to Peachy Speech. You know what I'm saying? He made Tennessee, like I said, as I could vividly remember being on 13 at Locals, and he was the first black man that ever shot a video, you know what I'm saying, in the hood, man, right on 13th and Burlock with the big, you know, big cameras and the white folks working. And that just really inspired me to be bigger. So it's just like, you know, when I look at my life, it's just like when your mama at work and your daddy in jail, or, you know what I'm saying, this is like they say it take a village to raise your community, but this is like, you know, the dope fiends, the robbers, the killers, the nigga that you see every day, them the dudes that's the pimps, the dudes that's pulling up with the pretty cars and the pretty girls, then the dudes that's making sure you can go to the store. Back then, the chips was 25 cents. $1, you could damn near buy the whole store on my mama. So it's just like, man, when I see him now, you know what I'm saying, I'm forever humble, you know what I'm saying? And if I got it, I'm going to always give it to him, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, because I truly believe if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no me, because they always told me what I shouldn't do, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just love, man. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe that God has a covering on me, and he has blessed me to have and not want and give. You know, we just did the Tweezy Love the Kids. We got free horses, free food, free candy for the kids. So every year we try to do the book bag giveaway, the shoe giveaway. Yeah,
that was
60. Okay, that's me. Yep. So it's just like every year we try to give back to the children. You know what I'm saying? And make sure they straight, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, I kind of like it. When you don't know, you just don't know. Like I said, is when you playing the game and don't know the rules, or you trying to go somewhere and don't have a GPS or the destination that you're going, you kind of like living one day at a time, and you don't know if you're gonna win or you're gonna lose, because the elevation of life is crawl, walk, run. You know, you go to elementary school, you go to high school, and then you go to college. So it's just like, I went to Fernwood, I went to Hopkins, I went to Washington High School, I went to Central State University. I studied business and marketing. So when the average person, they see me, you know, they act like I'm new or like I just got here. But it's crazy because it's like, I've been around Milwaukee County my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I got a lot of love, and it's so crazy. It's like I was at the hotel the other night. There was a white man there, and he I guess he was some type of big drug dealer. He was asking me like, did I want this? And I'm like, man, listen, I don't sell drugs. I don't even need money. You know, it's crazy because you don't know if they got recorders on. I don't know. I never met this man before, and it's like it's crazy because in the game, you know, coming from where I came from, you know, it was don't get high on your own supply. Don't mess with nobody you don't know. And it's like right now, my word is my bond. So it's like I don't really need no money. Like I can go anywhere and get anything I need and go sell it and come back and pay because I always kept it honest and I always kept it real. You know what I'm saying? So like my credit is longer than America. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't have to do anything unethical. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes when you're greedy, you always get yourself in trouble for free because I could vividly remember gambling and losing 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000. And then I had to force my hand, you know, so you got to understand when you gambling, they got trick dice. They got magnets in their pool tables. So I honestly think that if you ain't got a magnet on your hand to check the dice, or if you can't keep the cheat off you, you really shouldn't be gambling. You know what I'm saying? If you hustling and you gambling at the same time, you taking two chances. You know what I'm saying? That's some stupid shit. You already hustled to get the money. Now you're going to gamble again and take another chance to lose it. Mm. You got to keep it real with yourself, my nigga. And if you want to win, you know, you got to go to work, you know, 25-8, you know, you got to outwork everybody if you want to be successful. Ain't nobody going to give you nothing. Ain't nobody going to owe you nothing. It's so crazy because it's many times when people have owed me and didn't pay. You know what I'm saying? And I could just imagine if I had to try to get a loan from somebody, and that would be hard to do, you know. If it's not the bank, the PPC and all that, with all them different loans and them scams, it's like, you know, hey, that was a blessing. The COVID-19 was a blessing. I can remember going in Sam's Club and it's no tissue, it's no hand sanitizer, and it's still going on today. Then I think about Dr. Seppi. He was curing AIDS and herpes and all these different diseases. I seen TLC, left eye, go down there, and then he ended up dead. You know, the white folks, they took him to court, you know, and tried to charge him because he said he had AIDS, and then now you dealing with the pharmaceuticals. Kobe Bryant, he ended up dead. I don't know why, but he been riding helicopters all his life. Tupac, he ended up dead. Nobody went to jail. Biggie Smalls ended up dead. Nobody went to jail. So sometimes you fighting a fight that you can't see. So honestly, you need to stay in your lane and do what you love and do what you know how to do and stay yourself out of trouble. Because like I said before, once you get into that prison system, now you got to pay for your lawyer. You got to pay for bail. You got to hire a public defender, and they still going to charge you for the public defender, which is not going to come see you while you're in there until it's trial. You know what I'm saying? So you won't have enough time to prepare for your situation. But man, we got to think, man. We got to start sticking together in Milwaukee County, man. And it's crazy because I can remember being in the county, and it's like the phone calls, you got to pay for them. The canteen, you got to pay for them. You know, anything that you get in your phone, I mean, anything that a lawyer, court fees, probation, parole, you're going to have to pay. And if you ain't got no money, boss, it's like if you get killed, you're going to have to pay for a funeral. Your friends and your family going to have to sell dinners and T-shirts and get a GoFundMe to bury you. So I think that, you know, it's essential that all the black folks in Milwaukee get some insurance, car insurance, health insurance, home insurance, life insurance. And then that way you'll be prepared when it rains. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, long live Elder Whistle, she's always tell me, save something for a rainy day, because I would always get money and just give it away, right? Buy limousines and do this and do that, because I never really cared about money. Like I said, I knew I needed to do the things that I needed to do. But at the same time, it's just like the pit boss, long live the pit boss, when I first met him at Washington High School on the bus stop, he had a Adidas suit on. All black Adidas suit, looking like Run DMC and Eric B. and Rakim. He said, man, we don't trip over money or bitches. So, you know, after that, I was talking to my grandmother, because I used to love the people that I hung with. And she said, Tweezy, if you find one real friend in life, you lucky. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, I ain't putting no faith in no man or no woman. I'm putting my faith in God. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's up and it's stuck, man. Hey, man, welcome to episode 2, Trump Tied the Podcast. Next week, hey, man, I'm going to bring somebody on, man, and we're going to chop it up and do it real big, man. Shout out to 414, man. Shout out to the Bucks, man. Shout out to Hype Boy. Shout out to Hustler. Shout out to Bel Air. Shout out to Ricardo Amore. It's Just Money. Long live rah, man. OG Tweezy in the building, man. Love. Do, man. Trump Type Podcast. My first show. OG Tweezy.
All I have in this world is my boss, my word. I don't break them. Just in things with me.
The world is yours, young nigga, hey. The world is yours, young nigga.